Good morning, Digit fam. Adam Podcast here to regale the tale of news of tech to you, my fellow enthusiasts. Whoa, not really sure what happened there. I think my head's still spinning from today's top story, so let's get to it. It is March 7th, 2019, and this is your Digit Daily. Facebook wants to be a more private... I'm sorry. Facebook wants to add more privacy. Oh, I'm sorry. And yes, before you ask, this has been fact-checked. #fact-check. So seriously, Mark Facebook wrote a massive 3,700-word-long blog post yesterday on how Facebook wants to be the focus of more Oh man, this is harder than I thought. Okay, privacy. There, I said it. And so did Mark Zuckerberg yesterday when he penned a massive missive. The Zuckman wants people to use Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, and WhatsApp with complete confidence that no one can see what they're writing, except for Facebook employees and advertisers and hackers and I'm sorry. That's my bad. That's how things are done now. No, Mark envisions a future in which anytime we use a Facebook-related messaging service, no one can see anything that's happening. He wants to implement end-to-end encryption. He wants to integrate SMS, which doesn't support any kind of encryption. Wait, what? Okay, so we will dig into this letter in detail, but first, I have a few broad strokes to talk about here. First, this entire article is about messaging. It has nothing to do with your photographs or your memes or your drunk oversharing at 2 a.m. in a New Orleans bar. When you post a photo of your 8-year-old holding a bottle of scotch, your boss will still be able to see your questionable judgment. This is about messaging, communicating with a select group of people, not public wall posts. So let's make sure we get that out of the way up front. Second, the company that allows advertisers to search for you by your two-factor authentication number wants to focus on privacy, but admits they have a long way to go. Duh. And third, and I think this is the most important, all the stuff Mark talks about in this letter are important. Encryption, privacy, data impermanence. But the thing is, these are all goals he's working towards, which means they are not things in place, now. So what the zuck is he talking about here? Private interactions. You should be able to send dick pics knowing that only the people you select will see those dick pics. Encryption. You should have confidence that even if someone intercepted your dick pics, they won't be able to see them. Reducing permanence. You should be able to pull back your dick pics after a certain amount of time. Safety. You should know that Facebook will keep your dick pics away from law enforcement where possible. Interoperability. You should be able to send dick pics from Messenger to WhatsApp with no barriers. And finally, secure data storage. You should be confident that China won't be able to see your dick pics. Now, this is one of those top stories that would be so easy to spend like 45 minutes digging into every little detail. But alas, this is a short podcast, so we're going to have to wrap it up for now. Subscribe to our newsletter and check out this edition of the newsletter on Digit.com because there's a great breakdown there by Tristan from the newsletter team, and you should definitely read every single word. Suffice it to say, I appreciate Facebook's desire to focus more on privacy, but first, it really needs to expand its privacy concerns to its flagship product, not just messaging. And second, all of this may just be too little, too late. So, now that Mark Zuckerberg is dedicated to keeping us safe, let's head on over into the Roundup! Have you ever had one of those times when it seemed really inappropriate to correct someone on something very basic, so you just kind of ran with it? Well, Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, was attending an American Workforce Policy Advisory Board meeting when President Trump addressed him as Tim Apple, and the internet completely lost it. As The Verge points out, this is not the first time that the president has flubbed a name like this, as he once referred to Marilyn Hewson, CEO of Lockheed Martin, as, you guessed it, Marilyn Lockheed. Now, Mr. President, memory tricks are fine and all, and in general a good idea, but maybe they don't translate as well when spoken out loud? Just a thought. Huawei is suing the United States government, saying that its ban on telecom equipment is unconstitutional because it singles out Huawei for punishment without a fair trial. Now, I'm not a lawyer, nor do I play one on TV, so I really don't know if this lawsuit holds water. I can't see it being a real threat to the United States, unless, of course, Huawei actually wins, in which case things could get very interesting. So let's all just pop some popcorn and see how this one shakes out, shall we? Samsung criticized the design of the Huawei Mate X because the two are the closest rivals that exist in the folding space right now, and Samsung would rather you give $2,000 to it rather than Huawei. This comes hot on the heels after a Huawei executive poo-pooed the design of the Galaxy Fold, and would these two just get a room already? Maybe if the Galaxy Fold and the Huawei Mate X had a baby, it might be a phone that was worth actually buying. Google Duplex, the curiously named concept with almost magical results, will roll out to 43 different US states very soon. This feature allows you to ask your Google Assistant to book a table for two at IHOP on Friday at 6 p.m., and Google Assistant will make the phone call or negotiate with the online booking service for you. Once it has secured the reservation, it will send you an email and book a calendar event for you, and yes, this is living in the future. A street in Paris, which is mispronounced Rue Crémieux, is asking to have gates installed and closed on nights and weekends. The reason? Well, its brightly colored homes attract Instagrammers from around the world, and I'll be honest, now I kind of want to go there. The crowds of rappers and bachelorette parties during the evenings make living on the street borderline unbearable, and now I really want to go visit this street. Residents say normal daytime tourists aren't so bad, but at night people just won't shut up, and honestly, I can sympathize, but I am just saying, a well-placed bucket of water could go a long way, and you might even start a tradition. As we discussed earlier in the week, Tesla unveiled its new Supercharger 3.0 stations that can deliver up to 1,000 miles of charging in an hour, which is pretty impressive. Currently, one of the primary complaints of EVs is the amount of time that you need to spend charging and talking to other people that are also charging. While Tesla hasn't dealt with the talk to people part yet, you can at least rest assured that you will have to talk for less time because you'll get up to 75 miles of charging in just 5 minutes. Just make sure, while you're chatting, that you tell them about the Digit Daily. Thanks, Boo. And finally, Nintendo introduced a Labo kit to turn your Nintendo Switch into a VR headset, but according to Russell Holly at iMore, you absolutely should not do that. A friendly reminder that Labo is Nintendo's line of cardboard accessories for your Switch, and this one folds into a headset with your Switch as the screen. The only problem is the Nintendo Switch has a 720p screen, which is, how do we put this? Less than ideal for a good VR experience. If you try this out, make sure you bring along a bucket for the vomit that will follow. So that is going to do it for today's Digit Daily. If you'd like to learn more about any of these stories, check out the links in the show notes and subscribe to our daily newsletter on Digit.com. And if you like what you heard, subscribe and leave a review on your favorite podcast player. Once again, I'm Adam Dowd, Did Technology on Twitter, and we'll talk again tomorrow.